The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
Wait, really?
Oh yeah, dude.
In the Legend Arceus?
Yeah.
It did?
Turns out it was Legends Isekai.
Wait.
I mean, there was a competition
even a
show to
spoiler,
Power
It's like the
Rangers
opening scene.
Yeah.
that was called VR Troopers that
like,
kind of did that.
Oh
your
my
character
god, VR
falls
troopers.
asleep, and God talks to you and is like,
Give me
"Fuck
your
you."
cell phone.
I mean,
Go to
hold
the
on. I'm
past
just
with
gonna
your cell
say,
phone, loser.
it's also isn't the first isekai Pokemon has done. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is entirely
It's
isekai.
right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Two things real fast that I have to absolutely ask the group. First and foremost, am I the only one that remembers an anime where one of the abilities was a jump gate that literally opened just a portal underneath somebody's foot that allowed them to jump super high? I cannot remember the name of it, but I remember seeing it on Sci-Fi. There was another person who had the ability to flip open a phone and create a portal on demand, and another one who created small portals that they could draw purple crystal weapons out of.
Sounds really portally.
It very much so, but I can't remember the name of it. And it was on Sci-Fi's anime way back when they had Saturday anime, and I can't remember the fucking name of it.
It almost sounds like Read or Die, except not. 'cause
It's
need a
not,
pencil?
but it was played alongside Read or Die. That's the thing that kills me, and I cannot remember the name of it.
you said it was on Sci-Fi Channel?
It was on Saturday anime back when they had that on Sci-Fi. Yes.
Do you know about what year range that would be? We could
Oh,
find out.
Christ. Late 90s, early 2000s, I think.
I think
All
you
right.
can search it and
I'll
it
dig it.
comes up with what they used to play.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell to me anyway.
And I forgot the second thing I was going to ask the group. God damn it.
You'll remember mid game.
I probably will.
I
I
you
won't
should
be
put it
able
in
to
the
ask.
Zoom chat mid game.
I mean, that's what the Zoom chat's for. It's just
Right.
me and
My,
Rex
my favorite
shitposting
early
each other
2000s
and-
anime, it was like a really niche one where like it was just a bunch of people like talking and shit.
Well,
And
we're
I think
live?
the title was Super Live.
Damn it, Scotty.
I like Birdie the Mighty personally.
I
Haven't
prefer no
seen it
game,
yet.
no life.
So
Hi. Welcome back, everyone, to Mystery of the Silver Fleet. It's been a while, so
I was done.
I will catch you up on recap so that we don't have amnesia central in here with everyone attempting to remember all this. But so there was a lot that happened in the last two episodes we had that got kind of lore dumped all at once. So if you missed those, I do recommend going back because there was some lore dumping going on in at least half of one and almost all of the other one. So to cut that short, the party decided they were going, or the squad rather, because we're not medieval at this point, we're extremely far in the future.
The crew.
So you guys found the quantum chip or took one from a Titan craft Red Lock ship, and then detonated all of its nuclear warheads at once, which caused a cascade event, exploding the planet and every planet in the entire solar system because they were all on a very unstable orbit. You later learned after that giant explosion that it's pretty much just a floating asteroid belt because for some strange reason, the dodecahedron-shaped sun is gone. It's just gone. It's not there. There's a lot of asteroids everywhere, so nobody really went into the belt to scan around and find out why or how or any of that. But, you know, when a sun disappears, you kind of notice. So telescopes have proven that there's definitely no sun there anymore. But beyond that, you know. After that, you decided to go back to the ring world, had a bit of a discussion, and Delgar led you off on a little side quest where you encountered the Project Red Dawn, the super weapon made by Redlock to end the replacer threat, which is now controlled by an overseer type AI, which sees itself as the protector of knowledge, but refuses to use the super weapon unless it's against something that threatens all life, mechanical and living. So it's kind of like a backup plan. All of you decided, well, I mean, I guess if all push comes to shove, maybe it can help us with the Cosmic Ooze. So that's kind of like a backup plan, maybe. But you know, you can go back at any point in time and ask it questions. So you also found out the location of the powerful magical artifact from Zora's people, known as the Triforce. And you found out that there are some laser knights left, that they weren't all killed. They have a secret outpost, 2 of them, that you now have the location of as well. So you have the location of the Lost Laser Knights, you have the location of a magical artifact known as the Triforce, and you have your destination of fix the Elven Communications Array because it's still broken. Now that you have a quantum chip, though, it should be pretty easy. You got to go back, turn it in, and then at least communications will be up in the verse, and people can finally contact everyone again. You're not sure if it'll clear up the demonic static or not. You're hoping that it does. You know that the demonic static is coming from a strange purple sun in the middle of a dead magic zone. So you have to upgrade your craft in order to get in there to stop it. But you're pretty sure that the cosmic ooze is a more immediate threat, as is the Silver Fleet. The demonic static is doing something horrible, but it's kind of a slow, horrible problem that can wait a little bit until the dangerous cosmic ooze that's consuming the verse is taken care of.
There's only so many verse-wide threats.
Right. So you also theorized that you might be able to use the super weapon, Project Red Dawn, to destroy the Draco Lich that you unleashed if you knew where the Draco Lich was at that point in time. But that was kind of like a maybe event that you discussed as a possibility. But that's where we left off. So I probably left out a few of the details in the cliff notes, but
Draco? This is Delgar. Doesn't know anything about
and that's where you left off. You left Project Red Dawn and returned back to the ring world you call home. And that's where we pick up where you are now.
As soon as we step out of the ships, I want to throw a cardboard box at Dogger.
Okay.
Shut up, Jesse. I have to get it out now.
Delgar casually shoves it out of the way and he says, I was getting worried. You haven't done that in a while.
Betsy sighs and like rubs out the sign on like that side of the airlock door.
0 days without box.
0 days
filling.
since flying cardboard in this.
You're such a orc jury rig guy. I like to think you already have like a whiteboard thing, and you just like on like a shoulder part of your armor. And you're just like.
I'm not that dedicated to the cause.
I'm sorry. I have these small things that I do with some of my characters. The other one is I threaten somebody with a tachyon missile face to face. So it's kind of a thing. I apologize.
It's fine. And the ring world looks to be bustling with new people being brought in from the St. Vincent, which is currently docked in the Titan, one of the Titan ports in the docking bay, offloading refugees and other people who survived nanite attacks. Many of them look as though they suffered nanite burn, which is a nickname for damage done to a body caused by a nanite swarm. It's very complicated to fix, and probably only someone of Dr. Tepish's expertise would be capable of doing so. So you see most of those people kind of be taken off of the craft and led over to the tram so that they can be transported to the medical wing to get assistance. There are a lot of injured people here. And A163RT begins to kind of scan some of them to make sure they didn't bring any nanites with them. As you're all kind of just observing the scene of carnage before you. There are some like uninjured people as well, but some of them just seeing other people hurt that badly just kind of run over and start just helping, because it's kind of like such a widespread problem. But that's the scene you see in the dock once you get off. The St. Vincent has a lot of people here using what magic they can to try to heal them as best they can. But there's just too many.
So it's just a mass triage scene.
Yeah. Just a mass triage scene. There are no hostile nanite swarms present.
That's good to hear.
For relief.
Though many of them have been damaged in a signature fashion that is akin to the cosmic ooze.
I believe our next thing of priority should be us getting that communication array back up. We have the chip we need.
Yeah, why don't y'all handle the whole triage party down here, and I'll get to work on the satellite.
I'll join you.
Yeah, I would start helping tending with the casualties.
Okay. All right. You assist in getting some of the most injured, given just the strength of your power armor there. Eisen are able to help some of the more injured into the tram, which is where they seem to need the most help, is just helping people get into the tram that are injured from nanite burn. And anyone else who volunteers to help is pretty much helping in a similar fashion. If you know medical stuff, you can give me a medicine check to try to maybe patch someone up real quick so they can be on their way if they don't necessarily look like they need a injury healed at the doctor's.
Well, I am a combat medic, so that's probably not what I'd be doing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're using your expertise for that then. I forgot you were also a combat medic. Just escaped my mind. Okay. So yeah, you're doing that, kind of helping do some combat triage and repair here on some people, helping get the less serious ones just kind of patched up so they can be on their way instead of bothering the doctors with like a scratch or a stab.
So as a channeler of this level, I get effectively free use of telekinesis, if I can find my notes on this properly. And I mean, until we have some type of actual goal in mind, I would probably be just randomly lifting people up and moving them across.
Okay. That helps a lot as well.
I was gonna say that, like, just the whole just moving people from bed to bed thing, that's a huge help. So
Right.
I'm sure you'd be unintentionally very popular.
Well, I wouldn't let them know it was me, obviously. So they just randomly float up, move over, and go to the beds that they need to. I'm also trying to double check to make sure this is.
So lots of panic
Free and not-
flailing.
Well, I mean, if there's nobody,
What's going on?
if there's
And then
nobody
they
around
gently
them,
set back on the bed.
right? If there's nobody around them to get hit by the flailing when I'm picking them up with telekinesis, there's absolutely no reason not to let them flail and fling them into an open bed. It's like, shut up when you're midway there.
That's funny.
But yeah, I have to make sure that this is not using any type of spell slot. So I'll get back to you on that.
Nope, you're fine.
I'll be ready with a reassuring word and a cup of water for people that make a safe landing.
Okay.
Giving people deep tissue massages.
I'm not yeeting them across the entire area. I'm just
I'm sure, but like I'm sure if they're like injured, they're maybe a little disoriented. Maybe they don't know what's going on.
Just there with a cup of water
They're
and some
suddenly
comforting
flying.
words. Yeah.
Calm down there, Nurse Ratchet.
And Meryl's just like,
Kobe.
it's fine. It happens all the time. Don't worry about it.
It's all good. Here you go.
Yeah.
It's meant to
Here's some
realign
water,
your
sorry.
spine.
Yeah. You got the best doctors around here. You'll be fine.
That's not reassuring.
It's not. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
The scene is assisted by those of you who help. The rest of you begin working on getting ready to take the parts back over to the Elven communications array.
How much stuff are we likely to be needing to carry?
Well, probably not too much.
Well, I mean, besides this here quantum chip, I mean, are we gonna need like extra cables, some backup capacitor? I mean, what all needs fixed on the satellite?
Should probably bring some spare plugs.
Is there a damage report or a schematic or something? I mean,
Dalgar,
You do know Delgar and Talurra from your navigation to the Elven communications array that there were some scans that your ship had done showing the damage.
Dalgar pulls them up. he's proficient with technology. So
Oh,
would
yeah.
would he be able to just assume like some things that they could bring?
Yeah.
Just like in
Yep.
general.
Yeah.
Could we like
this-
just at least take 5 and review the scans and then just actually appropriate an appropriate amount of stuff?
Of course.
We can load it in the back of my crab.
We probably go
Right.
to
So
the nearest meeting room in this Halo planet.
It's strangely like 30 feet away.
And the table makes like a really big hologram of the satellite or something.
There you
Right.
go.
yeah.
It's a Death Star run.
The giant Elven communications array is, of course, Elven tech, so it's part biological as well, which is just quite infuriating, Rusty. But you're thankful that the technological part is something you do have parts for. So you're able to fix the stuff that's not bleeding. And by bleeding, I mean sap, because elves love trees.
Yeah, I mean, are we gonna need to get a druid up in here? Because I can handle the electricals, but all that juice.
I believe we would need someone to help with the older magic. I believe that this crew mentioned about a bug lady that knew fungus. Maybe she could help.
Now I don't know, but every time that my pappy ever started to brew and everything, he said you want to watch out for the fungus because it'll ruin your batch quicker than anything.
I don't know. I've met a few myconids in my day. There are actually quite a few that were lizards.
Well, he was awful prejudiced to be sure. So
Let's just
Not saying my
assume that the elves can
organization
take
wasn't.
care of the stuff that bleeds sap everywhere, and we're just gonna fix the things that spark and boom.
I can do that.
Fair enough.
After all, it's their technology. They can fix the stuff that's not mechanical. We're just here to deliver the quantum chip, from what I understand.
Maybe we should contact their nearby fleet. Get an elven engineer just on some of their more native.
I can bring them up on the communications array. I think I remember their coordinates. Hang on. And Captain Cobble punches in a bunch of numbers, and it brings up the communications messaging that you can message the elves with back and forth. And with that assistance, you grab all the number of parts necessary to finish the repairs and make sure everything's working.
I guess
All
that's
right
what.
then.
I guess that's what we're doing too.
All right. This whole process of gathering things and helping people with the offloading of the giant triage scene everywhere takes several hours before you're all kind of ready to go. But Rusty, you have all the parts thanks to Delgar and Captain Cobble's communications with the elves. And the rest of you have assisted in some of the injured that were in the area coming off of the St. Vincent. The St. Vincent, once again, thanks you for all of your help in making sure that these people are not going to die horribly and that they have somewhere safe to go. Because a lot of these refugees lost their whole planet or worse.
Well, I reckon there's room enough for everybody on this thing.
You know for a fact there's room enough for everybody.
No, you see that was his famous power of understatement.
Yeah. All right, and after a few hours of gathering parts and helping people, you are ready to go.
All righty then. So, are we going to need to take a craft out and then take the crab out, or is this like
Eisen, if you do not have an inspiration point, you get one, and so do you, Meryl.
So again, do we need to like take a ship out and then fly there, like do a dark matter jump? Is it within, I guess?
You would
sublight
need
range?
several dark matter jumps to get
Okay.
there.
All right. Do we have a map up anywhere? For like where we are versus where we need to be?
I think he had a map of saying where this was placed, and
You guys are currently close to the Gnomish flotilla here, and you are traveling here.
Are we not
No.
concerned about dead magic here?
You are going to take a maw because you know you have a free maw pass because you're helping the communications array.
Oh, right on.
The elves are providing a free maw pass to anyone who is helping in the restoration of the array. And your maw pass you got the first time is still good until you fixed it.
Well, swell. All right then. I guess let's. Shit, mine's not dark matter capable. What are we thinking? Like, we have a small hangar full of ships that we can take out. I don't think we need to take the big lady.
Well, if we take the big lady, we can fit your tank along with any other spare vehicle we may need in the area, including what I'm hoping is an active starfighter for Zora, if she's had enough time to repair the
I mean,
slag
are
that
we-
she found.
Yes.
Are we
Yeah, it's
anticipating
repaired.
trouble?
No.
I
It
mean,
doesn't- it doesn't-
I like the preparation nonetheless.
it doesn't
What do
hurt
we
to get
have?
prepared.
What do we have that's capable of carrying fighters and/or shuttles besides Bertha?
I mean,
That's
our
it.
favorite is Bertha.
I mean,
Yeah,
all right,
Bertha's the only one that can carry stuff, carry shuttles.
What's wrong with
All right,
Bertha?
then.
She's fine. Like, hand slaps on the side and a big metal part just clang, clang.
I'll get that later.
The rubber band.
It was the
like,
engine. You may need that
snaps.
now.
Fine. He'll like flat palm it like a basketball, just like grab the corner of the plate and like put it back on there, and then take that big metal like the whammer hammer that he's got and just wang it once. And you can see like he's actually like stamped it back into the wall, and like there's an indentation like around it where he hit it into the like crush it into the wall.
And the impact pops another one off on the opposite side.
You hear a
Come
very
on,
quiet,
she's not that beat up.
you hear a very quiet orcish fuck.
I don't think orc is. Never mind.
Spore. I don't know.
Wrong orcs. Those orcs have a K. These orcs don't have a K.
I was about to say, we actually do have like a spore
You
orc
walk?
like creature in the verse, and they're not orc
Right.
for copyright reasons.
But yeah, so you gather stuff up, you get Big Sister ready. I think Big Sister was her name.
Big Bertha.
Pretty sure it's Big Sister.
It was big sister.
It's-
It is big sister.
Oh.
I just called her Bertha colloquially. Sorry, I didn't mean to like rewrite reality here.
Right. No, you're fine.
I'm-
I was like, wait, is it Big Bertha? No, that's the fish from Super Mario.
As you can tell, you sold me on it, and I just didn't.
I passed that charisma check.
Yeah.
All right. And I need to unleash the red dice of doom.
Oh
No,
this
don't
is-
do it.
this is
Don't
fine.
do it.
I need-
Fuck.
I need to unleash the hematite dice of cleansing.
The universe trembles.
Honestly, for a second there, I thought he was going to say something for the chemical
Damn it, I dropped my magic
process
wand.
of taking a piss, so it wasn't. And he just mentioned a magical wand, so I'm just going to shut up.
Oh, no, like it's a legit, like it's an actual wand.
Can't see shit because green screen. Now I can't see it because your face is too bright.
I see the
Nice.
wand.
Here.
Could you
Yeah, I
put
got-
your toys away, Jesse? It shouldn't be on stream, man. That causes him to walk away.
I'm not the one that needs to be told that, and you know that.
Yeah. See, Vex, this is what we get for.
Vex is like, I'm saying nothing.
Hey, mine are always very firmly away by the time we start streaming.
So wow, thinking of
Oh,
changing
God.
subjects. So
Very
we're
firmly.
heading-
Oh, God. Wait, what
All right.
category are we talking about now?
Don't worry about it.
You'll understand when you're older.
One of your jumps there, you encounter one of my random encounter tables,
Ooh.
a
Oh, no.
giant nebula,
Oh,
which you have to somewhat circumvent because you jump. One of the jumps like puts you right next to it. However, in your local vicinity, you also see a very small spaceport of sorts.
okay.
Looks
good.
like it really could only hold like maybe one or two craft at a time.
Is it occupied? And also,
Nope. Well, currently you don't see anyone docked there, but you do see people there working.
is it necessary to stop there, or do we just?
No, it's
to-
just there. It happened to be in the area when you phased in.
Imagine that scene at the end of Resident Evil 2 remake where the semi truck driver just buzzes on by with a middle finger out the window.
Yeah.
I was going to say there was a giant nebula. I was like Karen Gillian or just a space fart, but you already kind of killed that joke. So, all I personally would not be inclined to stop. Let's just go on and get about our business, and we can get drinks later.
Okay.
Blow past that way station and roll the double deuces.
All right. That was the only interesting thing you encountered. For the record, you missed a alcohol nebula with a still.
Nice.
So
That's what I
Space
rolled
Tennessee.
I mean, like,
Yeah,
I feel like remarking at least where this location is in space is a noteworthy thing to do. Like, this is where we happen to drop out. So
It's
our
in the
coordinates
no,
are like,
it's in the no
How about
man's
left
land.
full rudder?
It seems we're in like the no man's land between Space Tennessee and Space Ohio. So a
oh,
shit ton of alcohol
Oh no!
over there.
Why?
Oh, you
Why?
mean
Let's
So-
get out of here
state no one
quick.
talks about?
So Space Kentucky then.
At least it's not
Space
Space Cleveland.
Texas.
I mean, yeah, at least it's not Space Cleveland. That's the next campaign I have planned. Anyway, so you marked on the coordinates of the alcohol nebula with a still, which is what that building was, alcohol still for the alcohol harvested from the huge nebula of pure alcohol.
I love it.
And the still is just processing it. But and then you get to the maw after that, and one maw trip later, you see the gigantic quasi-tree, quasi-mechanical elven communications array in the distance, minus the entire elven armada this time, because, you know, it's no longer hostile. So there are a few ships here left guarding the area. Talurra, you recognize one of them as the spaceship of that guy that you really want to see the look on his face when you fix it. So he's here somewhere on this giant ass craft, but you park at a local port there that you are led to by the elves as you approach, and you leave, and the elves have a kind of like an entourage there waiting because they recognize the call sign of your vehicle. And they kind of, I do hope you have the part.
That we do.
Oh, wonderful. Well, this way. And they lead you through a complicated series of tunnels and elevators. And here you are, standing before a communications room. Now, this communications room looks like it has a lot of the paneling ripped open, like people have been attempting to try to figure out where the static is coming from. Rusty, that's what you're guessing, because it looks like some unprofessional person has just cleaned all the wires because maybe they're dirty.
Like a desperate raccoon trying to get into a trash.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
having visions of network closet spaghetti here.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
no.
looks like network closet spaghetti. To you, this is a mess, but this is a mess you're not going to fix. You know what's broken. You can clearly see it. You go over with your parts that they asked you to bring and get to work, I'm imagining.
Dalgar can't help himself. Like, he leaves the stuff there for you, but he also tries to at least start fixing this chaos.
De-spaghettify the room.
Yeah.
Does anyone else attempt to de-spaghettify the wires in the Elven communications room?
Not my
Talurra
problem.
looks at
I'm-
that.
Does a flamethrower count?
No.
Talurra just kind of looks at that and then just kind of laughs and walks away.
Yeah, there's an apprentice here that's holding a screwdriver, and he kind of puts it behind his back as you walk into the room, like in a way that indicates he was attempting to hide it, but did a very bad job doing so.
So this isn't my problem, so I'm not going to fix it, but I am going to use kinesis to swap out the screwdriver for wire clippers and see how much more he's going to fuck it up instead.
Before he notices.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Good news. It's
There
all
are
Cat
wire
2
clippers.
cable.
I'll just be like, it's like up to my waist in the guts of this thing, trying to work it out, and periodically, like you'll just hear like, nope, not that one either. And like every time the apprentice tries to go near a wire, like you just see him. Like,
After a few of those, he kind of puts down what's in his hand and just kind of stands there and watches what you're doing.
Oh, poor kid.
there's not a whole lot to watch. I mean, He's got coveralls, so there's no like space plumber, but
Rusty does a really quick and easy job of swapping out these broken parts. You have everything you need. This takes you maybe 30 minutes, and that includes the very careful installation of the quantum chip.
mm-hmm. Gotta love them stabilizers.
Which the quantum chip is about this size.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like very carefully plug the chip in.
Yeah, you try doing that while flying a rig half light speed, and they're firing at you.
The apprentice kind of like nervously scratches his head. Oh, that sounds hard. I'm glad these wires are color coded. Hopefully, I remember where they go.
Color coded.
They're
I
all
thought-
green.
I thought they were sorted by taste.
Oh, no, that's the food room.
You mean the
Y'all got any
cafeteria?
emerald moss?
I hate having to put that computer together. There's always a problem with the licorice. I hate licorice. He looks very lost, like he's like not even sure why he's still here. Like they told him fix this problem and then never gave him any directions on how. And he's been in here attempting to fix the problem on his own for God knows how long.
Is
Oh,
he
touch
even
my
the,
spaghetti.
is he
Yeah.
even the right intern, or did they accidentally send the guy that should be here to the cafeteria, and this guy just doesn't know when to say no?
For that information, I need you to give me an intelligence save to figure out what his insignia stands for.
I absolutely will, just to figure this out. What's my int? Int is +4. Okay. 18.
Okay, you recognize the musician's symbol on his insignia and know that he's probably supposed to be tuning instruments and not repairing networking cables.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, if he can tune an instrument, he can tune a fish.
That's what they were assuming, which is
Well-
probably why he's here.
Problem is, there's no fish down here either.
Right.
That's the cafeteria.
Yeah. Again, he would have probably been better off being there than in this particular room.
Well, even though I have this information, it's not my problem. I'm not going to correct anything around here. I'll just note it and go, oh, that's
Right.
why. And then on my way.
Right. Anyone else who makes a intelligence save to identify his insignias, let me know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. 16 plus.
Here you go.
Hey, all right. It's a saving throw?
Just like an intelligence save, basically. There's not really a skill for it.
I
was
mean,
honestly hoping I'd be the only one to know.
I was gonna say if it's an intelligence save, then it's like 20, dirty 20.
Okay. You know what it is too.
Yeah, okay.
I literally rolled the same.
After having glanced over at him a couple times. Okay. Dalgar, you also know that he probably should be tuning instruments and not messing with network cables.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that depends if they have an organ set up to pop out a certain note if certain data comes through, like
That's
ones and
true.
zeros.
I feel like I'm gonna have to fuck with this kid. So after
Please do it behind the server rack so the rest of us
wow,
don't have to do
no.
something.
I know where
Bad
someone's
Zora,
mind
go back
is.
to the ship.
That's 2 people face palmed in one game. I'm on a roll.
Yeah. No, but he will occasionally start asking for increasingly ridiculous things like the flange spanner and some elbow grease. And at one point you'll hear him actually ask for some some quantum fluid.
Wiper fluid.
After you ask for quantum fluid, he goes, I think I might have to go get that. I don't think there's any here.
Okay, well, you go find some and you come back.
Okay. And he kind of walks off like a very nervous teenager after having heard that.
And as soon as he leaves the room, like literally, like Rusty's done now. Like he stands up, buttons the thing shut. Okay, we're done here.
As the array kicks on, everything in the room seems to illuminate and turn on the way it's actually supposed to, despite the spaghettified, wiry mess everywhere. All of your comms and communications devices on all of your own personal computers also activate, indicating there is now a signal. Unfortunately, the demonic static, despite all the cleaning, is still here.
Well, that's unexpected.
However, you can hear everything else, as well as the demonic static.
Is it saying, what is the demonic static saying?
It sounds like strange demonic chanting, which you already identified in a previous episode as an arcane spell that is currently attempting to fuse the Damon's universe into this universe.
That's right.
However, it's taking a very long time to cast, so you have a very long time before it's done.
We tried turning it off and on again.
Yeah, I don't
Yes,
know
you
about
did.
I don't know about the whole demonic fusion problem, but you can clean this signal up by putting a little celestial shielding around the antenna array.
I want to look at the station's roster and see if I can find anybody by the name of Clark Isaac.
No, they're elves. There's not enough commas and apostrophes in that name.
There is no such on the roster that you can see from a brief glance that you've looked at. You do see that the guy who was here earlier, his nickname is Captain Shambles.
That is not
Even
the
though
kind of
he's not
person.
actually a captain. They all call him Captain Shambles.
Is he a zombie?
No,
Okay.
no. You're not sure why. He's one of the only people with the nickname.
Because
But
people are
he has a
assholes.
nickname. But he has a nickname.
So I think our first priority, now that we're taking this campaign seriously, I do stress the air quotes around that.
Now,
We should probably want to swap out the quantum chip first, and then worry about shielding or wire repairs or server
we
racks.
did that. That's
We
what
did
I'm
that
saying.
already.
That was what I was just doing when I was waist deep in the system, was actually installing the quantum chip. All the rest
Oh.
of that was the whole thing was just faffing about and giving the intern a bad time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I must have some partial amnesia because of the Mothman chat on side. Okay, sorry.
Meriel, your bounty hunter beacon as well as communications equipment also turns on whenever the array is fixed. So you now log into the bounty hunters matrix and start browsing jobs again.
I remember my
And you have-
password.
And you have 127 missed text messages from your mother.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, so she's the BBEG. Okay.
Quetzalli, you also have that many from your mother.
Oh god.
Wait, which one? That matters.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The one that you don't want to have that many messages missed from.
Okay, so I read.
Oh no, it's Fighter Mom.
Wait, Spider Mom is in the one that can send you 4 or 5 different texts at the same time because of extra phones.
She has the
Fighter mom.
No, she's fighter mom, so she has the multi.
Oh, fighter! I
She's
kept
really
hearing
high level,
spider.
so every text action she actually gets 3 texts instead of.
I should probably turn off the Mass Effect 2 Afterlight soundtrack that I'm listening to in the background so I can hear you guys properly.
Also, she's mute, so if she has this much to say, then I must be in trouble.
So you all begin getting messages from people who have attempted to contact you from different parts of different types of different things.
Ha! I got nothing. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Oh,
Oh, who we
rip
lose?
Jesse.
Jesse.
Saw him bounce a couple of times.
Hey,
Ah,
make it
there's
back.
Jesse.
He's either switching to his phone to walk the dog or his net crash. One of the two.
The second thing.
Ah, net crash. Lovely.
Fun.
Right. And the Elven Communications Array is repaired,
But
Mine-
but
still
the
demon
demonic
static.
static continues.
I was gonna say.
However,
my
you
connection-
can now communicate with everyone in the verse again,
Hooray.
including
Hooray.
potentially sending out recruiting messages or requests for people to join your assault against the Silver Fleet, because you now know you have to build your own fleet to counter their fleet so that you can launch a 163RT into the Cosmic Ooze.
Mm-hmm.
oh, so it's Mass Effect 3 then. I'll get that soundtrack
Yes.
up real quick. Sorry.
No,
I
you're right.
actually want to see if there's any way I can use a close terminal to pinpoint the location of said demonic chanting channel.
Yeah, you can very much do so.
Yay. I've got a +8 in Arcana, which makes that a 28.
All right. Wow. You now, while you had a general idea the region of space it was in, sort of, you now know exactly, like down to the coordinates of where the static is coming from. You have identified it previously by someone's vision, but now you know precisely in space where it is.
I have to hazard a guess. Does it have anything to do with the Silver Fleet?
No.
Oh.
It has something to do with a strange purple sun located inside of a dead magic zone. But you know the purple sun creates wild magic energy. But your dear friend Locathion, ally, associate, whatever one of those, he
non-hostile
is
combatant.
Yeah, he is. He is getting a dampener for all of you so that you can still use your abilities in the wild magic zone. Otherwise, all of your abilities are going to go wackadoo once you get in there.
I would probably let the group know specifically of those coordinates and probably reinforce the idea that we really want those dampeners.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh,
Locathion's dealing with that.
As the array comes on, all of you get a message from Locathion giving you an update stating that the gnomes almost have the dampeners completed. Glad to see you have the Elven communications array done.
Talurra just sends back a thumbs up emoji.
I'm going to leave mine on scene. Not even going to worry about replying.
Leslie's too busy texting.
Rusty would notice that the cables that were a nightmare look like it has not changed at all. Dalgar got a 10 total in technology. Pretty sure that won't cut it.
I hope that was at least high enough to know not to fuck with it.
This is long after Dalgar.
As you are kind of figure out what the next step is or whatnot, I'm going to go help my wife with something real quick. So role play amongst yourselves for a minute on what your next step in the game is.
Well,
Preferably not including Mothman.
No, I was.
Why would it? No, it needs to
I'm
include
not
Mothman.
guaranteed that.
I reckon we could use the last of this warp token to get us over to the dwarven region of space, pick up them stabilizers.
That sounds like a good idea. This is more of a personal quest, but I would like to see if these rumors with the laser knights.
Wait a minute, laser knights?
Would they not have transmissions? Now that we've got the broadcasting back up, can't you search for them?
They're like
Well, do you got some place to start looking?
well,
Dagobah?
that data bank we got from Overseer said that there were these two different planets. That supposedly they were the remnants of the laser knight. But that's definitely not. Be more of a
I don't know
personal
about.
matter.
I don't know about concern, but I reckon we're chums, or leastways we're, partners. So, you got a thing needs doing. I don't mind tagging along and help.
Any help we can get can help with what we need to do.
Be honest.
Besides,
I'm not. I'm just. Well, I want to confirm that I would just be happy that anyone the order. Last I knew, we were. What all do you think we should?
I'm just here to make money, kick ass, chew bubblegum. I'm all out of bubblegum. We should stop at the store for bubblegum.
I believe we that here.
Yeah, I believe the replicator can deal with that.
Fuck, I completely forgot.
Clicks bubblegum button, and like the big tub of double bubble you can get. It's like that size, but it's just a brick of gum. It's just big ass cube of gum.
Now, you just get a knife to carve a piece of it off.
Like accidentally put like 1 square meter or like 1 cubic meter instead of like 1 cubic, like 5 millimeter.
And I just see Rusty taking the entire brick and taking a huge chunk of a bite out of the corner of it immediately.
So
It's like watching Dan and Aaron try to eat that giant gummy bear.
yeah, that's exactly where I went. I feel sorry for Jesse because I think he's about to crap out again, but the expression he's giving is exactly
Is perfect.
Yep.
And
That's great.
Welcome back.
I don't know what is going on today, man. Like I rearranged my desk today,
That's probably what did it.
and yeah, maybe I've just got like a bum connection, or if it's staticky or something. Fuck.
Please tell me you heard the joke about the brick of bubblegum.
I heard you say you took a bite out of it.
No,
just-
I'm saying I
like
see
out-
Rusty taking a bite out of the
Oh.
giant corner of the giant brick of bubblegum.
Just like a block of chaw or something.
Like Danny and Aaron eating the giant gummy bear.
Like it's
Ah.
a cubic
There
meter.
it is. There it is.
God, curse that fucking 10-minute power hour was cursed. That and their cheese guy.
It keeps changing the windows every time your video comes on and off.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so what you missed out on, Universe, was I gave the option of maybe going to look for those maybe remnants of the laser knights,
Okay.
but also said there's no real rush. I just want to confirm it. Would just be happy if anyone's
Okay.
that if we wanted to do something else, we'd be totally fine.
And I was saying, I'm just here to make money, kick ass, and chew bubblegum. And then they
Bubblegum.
manufactured me like a giant
A
1 meter,
brick.
a meter cube of
A
goddamn
cinder
bubblegum.
block. A cinder block of bubblegum.
Quet's kept offering you gum.
I was going to do it by weight. I'm like, nah,
I
don't-
believe you're muted, and I don't know if they can hear you off my mic.
We can hear you
Hear
off
myself.
there.
What'd you say? Alan?
Yeah.
That's it.
I just kept saying I was offering Rusty gum.
You got that.
For those that are wondering, that's just his dog. That made that noise.
Yeah, I'm gently annoying my dog here for fun and internet points.
Aw.
But he's good. He's chill. He is laying here like baby, and he is my little furry companion. But you're my big furry companion.
Sorry.
All right.
I thought I was
Well,
muted for that.
the communications array is repaired,
Mhm.
and you now have your next goal of what needs to happen. You need to start recruiting people to your own little militia, or start spreading the word out there to different empires to see if anyone's able to help.
Can we put a repeater, just like a signal beacon repeater, up here in the array while we're here, and just save ourselves some time and effort?
You do happen to know of a bounty hunter that is your friend and whose name is Meriel, that happens to have a whole network of people that do things for money.
Oh, sure. I'm just saying, as long as we're sitting here on top of the Elvish array, like the biggest goddamn satellite communications platform in this corner of the verse, if we just wanted to put like a little beacon to ride piggyback on that signal and say, hey, come help us, like the Minutemen or something,
Yeah.
it
So
might be a
do
good
that.
time and place to do that.
Sort of
Yeah.
like the demonic signal that's coming across doing the exact same thing.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't know.
but in a helpful way.
Yeah.
You pick a neutral space away from the ring world you call home, so that it's not a beacon of everyone knows where the hell it is now, with all these people being recruited. So you pick like a neutral planet nearby that doesn't really have anything on it. You're like, hey, everyone meet over here on one of these random worlds here that's
I'm gonna-
kind of in the same vicinity but not near the ring world.
I'm gonna think about it really hard, and I'm gonna realize that the best place for this to occur, I'm gonna set the coordinates for the rendezvous at the Alcohol Nebula.
Brilliant.
Okay. All right. You set the
chat.
rendezvous point for everyone that's going to save the verse from the cosmic ooze.
Yeah,
At
because you
that
got to get
still
knackered before
the-
you try and do something that stupid.
I mean, you're not wrong. So who is going to write that message? Because that is going to be a persuasion check.
I'll let a face do that. I'll just
Not
fix the
it.
coordinates.
Not it. If it's anything like I started the conversation in Zoom chat, someone else.
So I'm halfway tempted to. I don't want to write the message going out, but I'm very seriously halfway tempted to use technical difficulties as it's being written to see what kind of message does come out.
I can put out the message. I have a pretty good persuasion.
Okay, give me a persuasion check.
19.
A cat's crying. 'cause it's reaching.
All right. You
Oh.
set a very convincing message across the scanner there, both to your bounty hunter friends and to the verse in general, just asking for assistance, and give the coordinates of the still you passed in jumping to anyone involved with helping. There is some chatter that seems to be coming across of people receiving this message. There seems to be some hero talk of people that are kind of rallying behind coming. And you also see some messages coming across of people who are like, well, I don't know if I was going to help, but after hearing that, I'm on. And they all kind of sign up. And you think you got a pretty good recruitment going at the moment. You're just going to have to kind of wait for it to get out there so more people can get it. But you think you made a very convincing speech that you sent across.
Just as an aside, I'm actually going to go ahead and send a personal message back to my home clan and see how many of my cousins want to ruckus.
When Meriel sends that out, Dalgar would
Okay.
tell her to say like a specific saying that would be like code from the laser night stat, like they would understand what it. It'd just be like
No
one
problem.
sentence.
Okay.
So that way, on the off chance if they do hear it, like, wait, what?
Everyone who says yes can join the Discord so we can all get a group chat going.
No, I immediately mute that channel because that's going to be way too many people.
There
clown
are
joins the
currently
chat. Okay, I'm muted.
137,000 people in the channel.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, just
God.
mute the whole fucking thing. Just mute. I don't think there were that many people in the Hy'rulean fleet, much less people that would message to Zora.
There's like a few hundred people out of those thousands that are trying to get us to invest into their specific kind of digital currency. Nope.
And you kind of have to just play the waiting game to see how the recruitment goes at this point. So you have a bit of time that you have before the recruitment drive comes to a halt. What do you plan to do with your free time?
I want to go to the still side of the Alcohol Nebula and get ready for a fucking party.
Okay.
Dalgar's,
Is everyone
hang on.
else?
Dalgar's more curious at what this would entail, so he's going to follow just out of sheer curiosity.
And then afterwards, I'm going to work on refitting my tank.
He's taking a oath of sobriety.
Are we going to the demonic channel first, or are we just bullheading the charge to the Silver Fleet to try and get this over with? Because that's what Oh, okay. Because I thought the Silver Fleet was going to be done after we did the
Yeah, I was
demonic
gonna say.
channel.
You know the demonic static is going to take a while before
Mhm.
that comes to head anywhere. The Silver Fleet and the nanites are doing damage like right now. And the coordination efforts that are going from many different empires that have now noticed what you have been saying all along, that the Silver Fleet is indeed a problem and spreading hostile nanites everywhere. Thanks to Meriel's message and other people who have kind of sided with what you guys have said, there seems to be some chatter amongst even the governments that something must be done about these nanites.
Oh shit, we got the governments involved.
Yeah, thanks, Meryl.
You're welcome.
Everyone's like, hey, we should send out a message worldwide. Oh, we'll have Meryl do it. Thanks, Meryl.
No, it's not the
You
fact
can't
that
be
she
mad.
sent
You
it
all
out.
asked.
Right.
I did no such thing. Thank you very much. Saying we wanted the help. We didn't want their help. That's all. Anyways.
But you know that the bureaucrats oftentimes are lost in the many miles of red tape of bureaucracy. So while they are talking about wanting to help, that might be like 3 or 4 years down the line. You don't
It'll be
have that
done
amount
before
of
they even
time.
get moving.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
There's a whole Star Wars movie about why this doesn't work out for them.
There's a
Right.
There's now that first cable is galactic cable's working again. Now, like the political debate channels back up. They're just like, well, why don't nanobots have their own rights? They are sentient, right?
But it's like sea space.
Yeah.
And then
I
other
put a
guys like, all of
bounty-
them should be destroyed.
They
Or
have
destroy
a,
us.
they have a council meeting and like they're trying to debate, but someone's computer is just broadcasting Tifa Lockhart getting railed.
Even in this universe, it's still Tifa.
Gucci.
Yeah.
I
Hashtag
probably,
my
yeah.
senator.
I,
Would still love to put out a bounty on the nanite apologist. And if his ship is named the Quib, all the better.
No,
I
it's
was
a
gonna
big.
say, I mean, if you want someone dead, we could just
A bounty, you
text
say?
my-
The ship's a,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
the ship's a giant
You
sphere.
do happen to know someone who has the bounty hunter network on her computer.
Ship's a giant
Shit.
sphere. He's one of the nanomachine sorcerers, and he's really buff, and he wears like a white shirt with a tie, and he's got a black
Nano
ring
machine, son.
Like this is not for nothing, but like Rusty has contacts with Graxus as well. Like he didn't just like
Right.
he's not just been a solo guy all his life. But I figure he probably could get a pretty good pull from just telling his cousins, hey, we got a rumble going, you want to come in? Because fuck, they live for that shit. So
Y'all want a fucking party?
yeah,
Mhm.
how many days standard are we talking before we actually try and move on them? Like how long do we give the rest of the galaxy to get here?
You know that some of the mercs that were gun-ho to just start firing at anything that was a problem are probably already there.
Sounds like they're
And,
wanting to die. Cool.
Right. They're
We're gonna
the
drink
first
the nebula
in line.
dry.
Right.
No. That's the space dwarves, and we have to have enough time for all of them to get here because you linked the coordinates for a fucking nebula still. They are
They
on
have
their
their
way.
own. They have their own nebula stills.
Is that
Those
going to stop them?
alcoholic
going to stop
nebulas are actually fairly commonplace.
No, they're just gonna
Um,
come and drink all the
but
nebula
you're
and
true.
then complain about how it's not as good as the stuff back home.
That's true. That's
go.
more likely what would
Let's
happen.
go
Like
on
you
our
compl-
galactic bar crawl. Let's go.
And
Just lead them to the Silver Fleet. They don't know. They probably don't care. Let's just lead them there.
God, can you imagine a bar crawl, but they're all like Maw airport bars, like Maw station bars?
I can. I don't want to, but I can.
that would be awesome.
You get the dwarf guy that like spills more than he gets in your cup. You get the Aviara that won't serve you just because like he only serves soft beverages and it's like not making a lot of money at his stop.
Well, depending on the airport, you might get other things. Like if you go to
Nice.
Space Vegas, you have slot machines there too.
Yeah,
Hey, you know
true.
what? I have made Space Vegas in one of my campaigns. They had like an Android bar and there was Chocobo racing and like space like starfighter dogfighting, but like with bets. It was rad.
My favorite space casino.
What happens in Space Vegas stays in Space Vegas.
My
Unless it
favorite-
happens outside the station, in which case it never
Right. Then it's outside.
My favorite
what up?
space casino concept is always
We don't worry about that.
It's a big chip, but it's just a big roulette. It's always my favorite.
Yeah, it's a giant roulette wheel.
Oh God, yes.
No,
Deep
it's just the
Space
final-
38.
No, guys,
Yep.
it's just the final boss of the secret final boss of Fox 64.
Oh yeah.
Giant
Oh,
roulette wheel.
God, I fucking hated that thing. I could never get out of there. I know you're supposed to like roll sevens or whatever, but like I could never make it work. Anyway,
Isn't that the same one from Halo 4.
I don't remember there being a.
No, there was an area at the end. It was very much a Star Fox fighter scene. You were a Spartan.
there
You were in one of
There
those.
was one
that
space
was the
level
one.
in Halo 4.
Yeah.
That was like the final run that they always do in Halo.
Wasn't it a giant disc though? Wasn't that the same thing?
No.
Or am I
Oh.
just thinking the dead
It
end?
was,
at the
it was a sphere.
I would-
okay.
I think she was referencing a secret boss from Star Fox that was actually
Yes.
a goddamn slot machine.
It was just a slot machine.
I apologize. I
It was
never played
great.
Star Fox.
Really. It seems like
That
something
seems
we
like
picked up.
your exact kind of game.
Yeah, kind of.
Never had a
It's
64.
furries in space.
enough.
Fair enough.
It was on the SNES, my guy.
It's
Yeah,
literally
it was
Star
Super
Fox
Nintendo.
64 was.
It was Super Nintendo first, and then there was a 64 launch that came out. They never made a second game. They just made a game that was for the 64 that was pretty much just a 64 version of the first one.
I mean, it was a semi sequel. Like they had Star Fox 2, but it never got released.
Right.
they had it in prototype mode, but it
Right.
did never get dropped. And then
There were talks that it was going to finish for the Switch, but it's never gotten around to doing anything with it. Just
Anyway.
talks. Anyway, that aside, so you go to the space still and just watch the fun truck in, literally, and it is a plethora of people. Meriel, you identify some of the first people here as being some of your bounty hunter buddies that you know probably identified your voice on the announcement, or at least knew that it was your call sign that sent it.
Hey.
So you have some bounty hunter buddies here. Rusty, you have as many of your clan as you can possibly remember here, as well, after having sent your own message out.
It's a Buckmore family reunion.
Right. And Dalgar, you note a very strange craft here that looks oddly familiar to home.
Does it have 4 wings on it?
It most certainly does. There's quite a few of them here, actually.
Please tell me there isn't one Y-shaped that somehow
No.
drops bombs in space.
No.
Okay.
No, there isn't one here that defies the laws of physics by using gravity in a zero gravity environment. So, that major flaw of physics aside, there are laser knights here, from what you can tell.
And a tabaxi who's really. I don't know if you can hear it.
I can barely hear.
Ran out of catnip before the trip.
Yeah.
Khajiit has no more moon sugar.
Yeah, because
Oh, no.
Khajiit has no more mission.
This one is coming down.
Yes. Talurra, you identify some of the craft here that are with the mercs as actually being some people who may be friendly to the cause of some of the refugees from the ring world. So there are some people here that are helping from the ring world that are also, like yourself, survivors of Redlock experimentations.
All right.
Eisen, you recognize some of the dwarven craft here. At first, everyone else just thought they were asteroids. Eisen, you identify some of the dwarven craft here as being some of your mining buddies that you actually know from your time in the military.
One of them still owes me money.
Yes, he does.
Son of a.
And he's here too. Everyone kind of recognizes a little bit of somebody here. Meriel, Quetzalli, you identify one of the craft here. You may or may not be happy to see it.
Oh.
I just hear the oh fuck.
So Fighter Mom is here.
Oh no.
Quetzalli has no idea who that is.
And so everyone spends a few days either getting to hang out or talk with old friends or avoiding family. In the
I'm
case
not
of perhaps.
avoiding. I would be in way more trouble if I knew.
Not avoiding, but I don't see you getting in a craft to go out there and meet her halfway.
Didn't know she was coming.
Yeah, this is kind of uninvited.
Quetzalli is alone because no one's here.
So I'm gonna spend some time with the cousins. We're gonna have like, kind of the equivalent of a barn raising, but for starfighters, and we're just gonna get into a big old hack off and start putting together a bunch of bullshit modifications and tricking out our rigs. And anyone else who wants to join in is welcome. But the hangar bays of Big Sister are gonna be pretty rowdy. There's going to be a lot of music and a lot of nebula juice and a lot of oil and steel and sparks and shit.
The proper
Maybe
term
this,
is spalcohol, space alcohol.
How
Spalcohol.
many of these ships are going to be squatting?
I mean, we'll just take it in turns, but you know, Rusty's got Roctavus Prime up on the deck the entire time. So that's at least one. But also, I'm going to go ahead and just put in the changes on my tank. I'm grafting my big gun onto one of the arms because I can do that now. Thanks, Valdez. And we're actually gonna work on a suit of armor for the crab tank. That's gonna give him some properties of his own. For this one though, given the time we have, I'm just gonna put on a suit of like, basically it's gonna give him the ability to like have a flight speed of its own. So even if something happens to the ship, it can still get around in space.
I also would like to note, every single person here gets 1,500 credits.
Fuck yeah.
Either from debts paid to you from people who owed you money, Eisen, or from people who basically gave you money or donated credits to the cause. Because word spread fast once everyone got here that you guys were involved with some crazy shit. And while everyone's kind of a little leery about Alert, after having told everyone he's basically the solution to the problem, everyone kind of donates money to your cause. So that includes Quetzalli, Meriel, all of you get 1,500 credits.
Do we have any purveyors of like gear around? Did anyone show up who's like a merchant? Yeah.
There are for sure merchants here.
Okay. I got a shopping list. I'll DM you for it.
If you need something, there is a merchant here that sells it. Because after having heard that broadcast, merchants came here.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Tons of money to be made. People are drunk and getting ready for a fight.
What are you buying?
Nothing
What are
makes
you
money like
selling?
war and alcohol.
Right.
Out of
Thank you.
the laser knights that Dalgar finds, are there any of them that were masters?
2. Of the 15 that showed up, 2 are masters and the rest are apprentices.
Ah, so
Sidious
those-
and Maul.
And
No, they're not younglings, so that makes sense. That
Dalgar would be knight status, while the rest, well, so he's like in between. He's not master.
Yeah,
He's graduate.
right.
The
I think we're about to lose Jesse again.
yeah, we are. No.
Oh no, he's still
there.
there.
He is.
You were just really fucking still for a second. I thought we were losing you.
Are there?
It's about to crash again.
No, I'm just reviewing my schematics on all the mods I've got on my ship.
I should also note, Quetzalli, you notice a particular flotilla come in that looks reminiscent of perhaps a circus that you're very familiar with.
Hey, the circus is here.
Hey, you can find the clown, Dalt.
No. Ending stream. Good night, everybody.
Okay, bye.
I need to get one of those horns for that joke alone.
Hold on, I got you.
That one.
Like a clown horn?
Yes.
Uh,
All right, god damn it. Hang on.
Writes down clown horn on things to purchase.
Master Queen.
No, I'm just I want a train horn that truckers sometimes install on their trucks. Okay, thank you. But like
Thank
in
you.
space, right? I want to inexplicably be able to like make a train sound in space.
You were saying something, Duggar?
If I had it, I was going to put "Please stand by" on my back.
Nice.
Did any of the holospheres make it from the Ark? I'm thinking like a holocrons, but they're like.
Oh yeah. He holds up one that he has with him. Just this one so far.
It's okay, Squire Tabax. Squire Yarfield.
Yarfield.
It's Yar apostrophe Field.
Yar
Yarfield.
apostrophe Field. Yeah,
There used to be
He's
a pirate.
cat.
he's a pirate, a pirate Jedi master, laser knight master. Sorry.
Hey, you gotta take up a hobby after your entire thing dies. You gotta find something.
Right. Yar, one survived. It did, and he's holding him.
Kind of making this up out of nowhere, but thank goodness, what information's on it?
Unfortunately, just the basics. We had hoped for something more. The more advanced archives of knowledge might need to be located by some other means. If we had a means of tracking them, perhaps we could find where they went. I imagine mercenaries sold them, or perhaps they were bought and sold from the salvage. Some of the craft weren't completely destroyed, but they were definitely salvaged afterwards.
And you are like, he just wants in. Like, he's not dying.
Yeah.
Well, we know
right.
that's just cats.
Right.
It's a hand on Master Quee's shoulder, and says, "Well, at least we have this. We can always start again."
He kind of nods, and you catch up and talk back and forth about what you've been doing, when he's been doing, and you've got days to work this all out and figure out what's going on.
Dalgar would ask. He was hoping it was going to be the holosphere, that the one that's able to track adolescents that have innate psionic. That's usually what they go for when they're trying to Squire. Anyway.
Yeah, basically he tells you we've been unable to find some of those yet, but he's sure the technology is out there somewhere.
Yeah, the technology.
And several days of shopping and partying and catching up with family and
Do any of the squires
explaining how you couldn't talk because, the messagings were down for the whole galaxy.
Do any of the squires, knights, or masters throw a cardboard box at Zora, or vice?
No.
As more to Zora. I don't think Zora's here. Oh,
No, maybe not.
You were very quiet, so I was having a hard time hearing you. I really have to stop listening to Afterlife music. What'd you say?
I was joking. Like, did you throw any cardboard boxes at the Laser Knights, or vice versa?
No, it's just you.
Okay.
No, it is a grudge against you, and I may wait to do that again until after we're done with the bigger questions, so that I can personally explain to them why I suddenly cardboard box.
I like to think some of the youngest of the squires probably start doing it. Telekinetically throwing boxes.
Honestly, I would be more inclined if they all just did it to you. Only to you. An entire generation of younglings doing that exact same thing to one knight.
Urge to Anakin rises.
Indeed.
And after a day of preparation and kind of shopping and getting ready for the big event, you know what has to come next. Everyone's kind of waiting, as if expecting you all to kind of give some speech about what's going to happen or what the battle plan is.
Oh.
So
get him.
Last
lot of
thing.
you.
I'm sorry. I keep
Go
stalling.
ahead.
Would they any of them be able to have like a spare side crystal for the light blades that we have? Because I was trying to make the dual laser sword.
Oh, yeah, they have an extra one.
Okay, what would that entail as like a twin blade? Because I know in 3rd edition, Twin Blades was you got like an extra attack.
How do they do using 2 weapons in 5th?
In 5th,
Extra
they don't
weapon.
really have a thing. It's just like dual weapon fighting.
Wait, they have twin blades though. 1 second.
They do?
Yes, they're the sword. You should know you're playing the class that is one of the only classes that actually can use them. I believe the what's it called? Not right now, currently, but
a double-bladed scimitar.
yeah, and it's literally no mechanical bonus. I think.
Double-bladed scimitar.
Yeah,
As part of your
double-bladed
attack
scimitar.
action on your turn, you can use a bonus action to immediately make an additional melee attack.
There you
But
go.
it deals
Okay.
D4.
You're actually better just dual wielding.
Yeah.
Granted, does it add proficiency? That's the big one, actually.
I mean, it's a attack. It just uses your standard attack. with
I more mean proficiency to your so when you
oh.
attack normally, right, with your bonus action attack, you don't get the
Right.
add your proficiency if you don't have the fighting style for it.
The fighting style, yeah.
Well, I'm a fighter, so I should.
No, so you should actually have proficiency with it, but I was more talking, Scotty. Proficiency as in proficiency bonus to no, it's not proficiency, but your bonus to the second damage, right? When you bonus action damage, right? You don't get to add your dex to it.
No.
So does it do that, or does it only do an offhand attack damage?
Looks like only off.
Because then that's weird and terrible.
One question.
Do
we have would we have had the time to install a combining modification for Rusty to be able to basically Megazord up with his cousins?
Yeah.
Cool.
You have like as many cousins as you can remember here, just like all tinkering with crap. You imagine if everyone grabs a wrench and says, "Hey, let's do this," it might only take hours.
I'm gonna go ahead and knock off the gold for that then.
There's shops that came, the circus showed up, everyone is just here ready to go. I mean,
right on. Let's fucking go.
I'll treat it as like an offhand dagger mechanically. Is that fine? It's just
yeah,
an
that's
extra
fine.
D4 is the bonus if I don't use anything else for my bonus.
Yep. That's fine.
I'm just seeing how I can get this to work in D&D Beyond. Homebrew or other.
Just add a dagger, offhand dagger or whatever, and treat it like that.
Bex was nice enough to teach me how to make it.
Got you.
Quetzalli, your family expresses their concern about you taking on giant cosmic threats to the entire universe.
But I can punch.
She can punch real good.
They all kind of collectively sigh and they go, "You are in a lot of trouble when you come back home."
Joke's on you, I'm not coming back home.
And then they continue the act that they were doing because they came to entertain. Oddly enough, they were paid quite a bit of money by a random generous benefactor to come here and provide entertainment. Strangely enough, at one point during your days of celebrations, you see Dusov here. Weird. Maybe there's a connection.
Nah, can't be.
Oh, interesting. I still get the +2 bonus from my fighting. Sorry.
What's your fighting style, Scotty?
It's the one-handed, which actually makes sense because they're both. It's technically one weapon.
It does, but technically that it shouldn't interact that way. But because isn't one-handed fighting literally the if we have one hand free, the other hand not?
Yep, that's what it would be.
Mm-hmm.
With a double blade.
True, yeah.
Yeah, with the double blade, it would be.
Anyway, sorry.
And after this period of time and a stern talking to by your fighter mom, Meriel, you do get the best wishes from everyone as they understand this is something you have to do, despite the fact that they may have a lot of grievances against it. They understand that you probably are the only ones to have done it since you've gotten as far as you have already.
I'm glad she
And-
understands. Send my regards to my 5 billion cousins.
Half the fucking population. Actually, yeah. If Rusty's family is here, I have to imagine that Meriel's adoptive family is here. Which means the same players are here. So not only is there a bunch of like space orcs?
Yes.
Rusty?
Sporks.
Sporks. There's also a bunch of Scotch Irish werewolves.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Whoa. Oh, I didn't even realize I got food.
I'm a cat in a sea of wolves.
Yeah.
That could go one of two different ways. One of which has been thoroughly discussed in the side chat up until now.
It's just this constant thing of like Quetz and the circus are over on one side being entertaining, and then on the other side where all the work's happening, like there's a bunch of work because the St. Clairs are very industrious too. But then every now and again you just hear, "Hey, what the fuck are you looking at?"
Right. It definitely happens.
Followed by incomprehensible either barking or language, and you can never tell the difference.
Also, now's as good a time as any to say that Meriel has an accent that I just haven't felt like doing.
Oh,
Yeah, Meriel is because lore drop for Collie's character.
Deep lore. She's raised by a bunch of Scottish werewolves, so she does have a bit of a Scottish accent.
I love it. That's my favorite accent.
Oh, so this is Dog Soldier.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was literally why I made the St. Clairs.
Still one of my favorite werewolf movies.
Oh yeah, it's like my favorite movie of all time.
Good one.
All right.
who does not have fighter proficiency
The same
Fighter
players and Rusty.
or piloting rather?
Oh. I think I don't.
I was
I
going
don't
to
think
say,
I do.
does anybody want to ride shotgun during the fighters, like the fighter attack?
Technically, I don't have proficiency, but I do have a +5 to piloting.
I feel like
Laser Knights always have a connection with the mechanic character, so Dalgar probably will ride shotgun.
I was gonna say is I know Zora's probably gonna want to be like surfing the starfighter. Well,
No,
she's
she
out
got
there.
her own
Yeah.
fighter now.
No,
Not mine, but
You gotta
like
be
I
an
know,
edgelord.
I know she's gonna be like out there like
Yeah, well, not
Kylo
only
Renning it up.
do I not have proficiency in piloting, I do not want to ride shotgun for multiple reasons, including the fact that mine's going to be the only Hyrulean ship out there. If I could, I would have a giant fucking hollow flag flowing behind me. That or a hollow projected Triforce around my ship with me being in the center gate.
you can get a hard light projector for the asking right now.
It's,
I was gonna say there's literally a
there's a
bunch
thing.
of space orcs.
But she's not going to ask you people.
Yeah.
Not you pe- What do you mean you people?
Wow.
Whoa.
Throwing out
What
the
do
you
mean,
people.
You people.
Later in the news tonight, Civil War? What costume?
Is it
Silver Fleet,
technically
more like Civil War.
Is it civil war between one person and an entire nation?
You know, I mean, like that's what like starts it. It just like escalates.
It's just
Yeah, it's like Zora versus Rusty.
Hmm.
Turns into a bench clearing brawl.
Turns into a fucking massacre. There's only one of Zora, and I got my
Yeah.
whole fam behind me.
There's only so many boxes you can throw until you run out.
It turns out Rusty's long lost friend that he hasn't seen in a very long time actually killed Zora. Zora's out for revenge.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, no, thankfully we've already established that Redlock has already done that.
Redlock is good at doing that.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
No. See,
What?
Redlock brainwashed us.
All right, so real talk about this fight though. Like, are we expecting this to be a fleet to fleet battle? Are we expecting fighters? Are we expecting capital ships? Is there a mothership we need to board and break? What?
We will find out all of those juicy details
No!
next time.
That is genuine.
We're all
pain
here!
right there.
Come on! We're
Wow.
never gonna get this again. This is
Hey,
like planet aligning,
Hey,
man.
no, there's good news on that front.
Huh?
Because at least for me, I got a new job. So
Yeah.
I
Congratulations.
won't
Oh,
be
hey,
fucking
congrats.
exhausted every weekend.
Hey,
You have
Yeah.
every weekend off now.
Yay!
Awesome.
hell yeah, player. Good job.
And I get paid more. So
hey,
hey,
It's a
Total
plus
better.
plus. Yeah. Heck yeah. No, I thought that was a good point to stop, so I'm going to stop there. We'll do some side planning about different information and details that are relevant to that, like in the off chat there, as planning for what's going on.
All right.
Um,
I gotta send you updated stat sheets for all my shit.
No
Right,
clowns.
yeah.
Besides that, we're good.
So any other side shopping anyone wants to do, we can also handle in the chat. So we don't have to, we don't have to use up any of the time here for that. If you don't want to, any upgrades that need done to anyone's craft, or someone wants to sell craft in order to have money to upgrade craft, whatever, let me know. We can do that in the side chat as well. And we will get to plugs here. So in no particular order or reason, Meryl.
All right, you can follow me at Colliloquie on Twitter and an Instagram that I barely use, but usually the content mirrors itself. My commissions are open right now.
She does
I
good
did-
work.
Thank you.
amazing work.
I did add the little blurb that it does take me a little bit with my day job. I get like 3 hours of sleep every night, so I sometimes don't get around to it very quickly. But I try and do my best to get it out as fast as conveniently possible and in good quality. So if anyone's interested, hit me up.
All right. Who do you pass the torch to?
I pass the torch to Alt.
I'm gonna fucking jump on it.
No, you're not.
You can follow me on Twitter at Altaziel. It's been a little slow there because new job, which I haven't started yet, but getting all that in line and stuff. I also just put out 5 chapters of a fan fiction. So that's on fan fiction, also at Altaziel. It's Battletech.
It's really good. I already read it.
Pass. Vex.
All right, Hera, do you want me to do the plug for you, or are you gonna do your plug?
Oh yeah, about that for tomorrow.
Aye.
I'm not super sure. Like initially I planned to pick up my game again. I must game at 12:30 p.m. EST. That would be tomorrow. But we are already missing one player, and another player has some medical issues, and
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk to them about it too.
Which means
I just
we're
thought
down.
about that. Like, I don't want to put any pressure on them if they're like not feeling well.
Yeah,
They-
and that's why we also won't be running. You're gonna you guys will know this too. We aren't gonna be running Lancer tomorrow
Lancer.
because
Yeah.
Alexis is currently dealing with post concussion syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So
yeah.
Even if Alexis says I'm fine, I'm saying no. I put my
What?
foot down.
yeah.
As
I missed
someone
this. What
who's
happened?
Suffered multiple concussions.
At least one. Don't mess with that.
Just
Yeah.
Alexis hit her head. She's not serious. It's not a serious one, but just bumped her head and
Yeah.
All right.
hurt
Yeah,
herself.
don't even worry about that.
Hope she
Take
feels
all the
better.
time she needs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can find both of these games when they come back. So 2 weeks from now, on Fractured Moon D&D, or check my Twitter out because I always retweet and tweet when we go live. And I also have next week coming up Tuesday and Thursday. We have Unwritten and Saffron Academy. Check all those games out. They're ran by amazing people, and everybody on there is awesome. So check them all out. Go to Jesse next for this.
Okay. We are still recording new sessions for season 2 of Quest for the Quantum Rose. New episodes will be up when I have all the stuff ready to make the episodes with. I'm still waiting on deliverables from from Fiverr. So you can catch season 1 over on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/backchannel. Additionally, I'm in a host of other games on this here channel on Friday. Well, would have been yesterday, but 2 Fridays from now, we'll be picking up Retroverse Vaccine and moving ever closer to the epic grand finale of the Retroverse second test wave. Additionally, I am on this Saturday, or this opposite Saturday, for Ghost of Saltmarsh, which is run by Scotty, and I think we are currently trying to solve the mystery of some lantern ghost who's been like serial murdering people.
The lantern.
Yeah, and they found a scapegoat, but they're still killings. So that'll be fun. So check for that. Same bat chime, same bat channel. Not to be confused with back channel. That's me.
Wait, is not that?
Who you passing?
I'm gonna pass to a not Sage because I know he hates that and never has anything to plug. Rip.
I don't think there's many people left.
I was gonna say there's
2 or 3, maybe.
It's just like
Scotty and
Eisen
Blake.
and yeah.
Eisen, maybe.
I don't think Eisen does plugs, does he?
Not really, but you usually have something to say. Whatever. I'll go. As you can see, we are back in full swing here on this channel. Hopefully, I'll keep up with the backlog on everything. Next game on here will be Wednesday, I think February the 7th. No, 6th. That's 6th. Of Rime of the Frost Maiden, where everybody is having a tough time with Drugar, and as they
Who are gonna die?
just barely getting through a very tough battle with a Umber Hall, and I think you guys have made a tally mark of at least 20 Drugar in one combat. And what's up with you guys?
7, I think. I have a bigger question though for you, Scotty.
The big boss, the king of this Drugar camp clan, just popped out. We'll see what happens.
How many times has our barbarian gone down?
Well, she's the barbarian and keeps running in because she's the barbarian.
I mean, it's kind of what the barbarian does, though.
Also, she's
Collie, I don't
doing
mean to
a very
interrupt,
good
but
job. Thank you.
your sketches of Mary are killing me.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So fucking cute. Oh my
They're
god.
awesome.
Yeah, that'll be one.
Could you please make like a 4 coma of your character sometime, because this shit's the best.
I don't know who disappeared, but
I don't know.
Thanks.
I'll try.
PC crash.
okay. Well, I guess the last one would be.
Well, stay tuned here as we get close to the epic space battle that was planned. I don't know how much of the epic space battle we'll get through next time because it's huge. But there's a whole lot of space combat ahead, and then even more space combat after that. And then they have to figure out how to get through a dead magic zone to stop the demonic static. There may be some mini bosses in between there some ways. Some familiar, some not familiar. Some might be a bit of vengeance for some people's characters. So that might be a nice rewarding thing to watch, and stay tuned here because we will catch you next time, Space Cowboys.
Yay! Hopefully there's boss weapons.
Yay!
There might be.
Bye.